Hey, friend, grab your coffee and let's have a chat. So, we are continuing our series in the freedom from food and feelings. We are on episode 3 today, where we are talking about the 90-second pause and what that looks like. And I want you to know that through this past week, I have personally been implementing this every day. And I will say that it has been life changing for me being more aware. So I don't want you to think that anything that I put out in on my channel I haven't already done, because I'm not going to ask you to do something that I haven't already walked through. So with that being said, let's get into this. Have you ever noticed how emotional eating feels almost automatic, right? It just feels like it just happens, and pretty soon you look down and the package, the chips, the cookies, the ice cream, it's almost all gone. And then you wonder what happened. And this just it just feels like it just happens, right? But what if I told you that there's actually a small moment within that space where you can actually pause and everything can change? So I remember standing in my kitchen, looking in the cupboards and grabbing for the chips, eating them and thinking, why am I even doing this? It felt automatic, and that felt scary. Why am I not aware of what I'm doing? Sometimes I'll be scrolling on social media, and that's my attention will be on something else, and I won't even know what I'm doing and how much I'm eating. Sometimes what I see on social media creates more stress, but sometimes there's stuff in my own life that creates stress, and I'm just eating too much and I don't know what I'm eating. So, if you've ever experienced that, you're not alone. Our brains are wired to react quickly to discomfort. Have you noticed that in the day of social media and cell phones, when younger people and even adults and stuff, when they feel uncomfortable in a social setting, immediately they're taking their phone out and staring at their phone instead of having conversations with people, because that gives them momentary comfort. So we have many ways of dealing with that discomfort, but our brain, as soon as we feel uncomfortable, our brain immediately seeks comfort, seeks that relief. The real power isn't in trying to control the food or what you're eating or how much. The real power is learning how to pause. Because between the emotion and the action, there is this moment. So when you have the emotion and before you eat the chips, there is a moment. And that moment is where your freedom begins. I want to share a scripture with you real quick, because it spoke to me at the time, and that's 1 Peter 5:6. Humble yourselves under the mighty power of God, and at the right time, he will lift you up in honor. This is all about surrender. Now, a lot of our process in food is control, right? We're trying to control the what we're eating. We're trying to control how much. We're trying to control all of these elements, and a lot of them are out of our control. But here's the thing: we can take a moment and we can pause. 90 seconds. 90 seconds to pause. So the next time you feel hungry and you find yourself staring at the cupboard or grabbing for the chips, I want you to stop. I want you to slow down and take 5 deep breaths. And then I want you to ask yourself a question. Are you really hungry or are you hurting? That small pause allows your brain to shift out of reaction and into awareness. And if you discover that you're hungry or that you're hurting, that's important information. There is this analogy that I like to use, and it's the dashboard of your car. So many times on the dashboard of our cars, there will be a light that pops up, and maybe you'll be looking through the owner's manual and you'll look and see, okay, how serious is this? Can I put this off? Does this need attention now? What do I need to do? Your emotions are just like that dashboard on your car. The only thing is your body's trying to tell you that something is wrong. And when a emotion comes up and your little signal goes off and you don't address it, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. And then another one pops up and another one and another one. Pretty soon you have a pretty big stack of signals that need to be dealt with. So something that I've learned is to address things as quickly as possible. This gives you the ability to work through the things, and then they don't blow up. You don't get sick. When you can address it right away, it allows your body to move forward. So one of the most beautiful things about faith is that the pause can become a moment of wonderful connection with God. Instead of immediately reacting and moving to the chips, you invite God into this space. When you pause and you breathe, this is the space where you pray. And it can be as simple as, God, help me figure out, what am I feeling right now? We can't do this on our own. And a lot of times God will give you insight into what you've been suppressing. The small invitation can bring incredible clarity and healing. And sometimes the comfort that we are looking towards in food, we actually find in God's presence. And I believe that's what He's inviting us into. It's not trying to go to another source for our comfort, but He is our comfort and He is our healer. And by you giving Him that opportunity and that space is massive for your healing journey. When we slow down long enough to notice what is happening inside of our hearts, something powerful begins to happen. We move from reacting to responding. The moment of awareness creates real change. So here's a question I want you to reflect on this week. What might happen if you gave yourself permission to pause? You don't have to react to every emotion. You don't have to numb every uncomfortable feeling. And sometimes the most powerful step towards healing is simply slowing down long enough to notice. Remember, you're not broken. You are learning to heal. And God is with you every step of the way. And so next week, we are going to go into the episode of, we're going to talk about a coping toolbox. I believe that as we proceed in this, it's important to know what tools you have and when to use them. And with our relationship with God, He's everything, and He wants us to surrender our ways because His ways are always better. So that I pray that this information was helpful for you on your journey. I know it's been very good for me to slow down, to be aware, to pause, to ask myself, what is it that's going on and what do I need? And when I invite God into that space, I have clarity, I have healing, I have wisdom in moving forward. So if you are on this journey and you would like prayer, please let me know how I could be in prayer for you this week. And if you would like somebody to walk with you on your journey, I would love to be able to do that with you. Just give me a holler and let me know how I can be of help. God bless.